Robert, we have your resume pretty much speaks for itself. Obviously, my job here is just to connect you with the hiring manager so they can have a clear picture of what you have done, what kind of platform you have used. So if you can walk me through your resume, mentioning all of that, starting from your very first experience, moving all the way back to your very recent experience, uh, your academics, that'd be great. As much light you can shed on your day-to-day
Sure.
task relevant to the job
Briefly,
description.
right? Briefly,
Yes.
right? I mean,
Yes.
yeah. Okay. So I did my master's MBA finance in 2012 from Islamabad, Qaid Azam University, and then I worked for 4 years as a, you can say, business finance associate or a junior accountant for a travel and tours company. That was just you can say sole proprietorship, and I was working for my the director of the company and just reporting to them, also doing other tasks as well, not just like working accounting, but also ensuring that people are getting other packages for their travels and tours. That was my first job experience. But then, moving forward, in 2017 I had a chance to go to Melbourne, Australia, and did my master's in accounting from there. And I worked there for 3 to 4 years almost, as an assistant accountant for an hospitality group. They had like 4 restaurants all over Melbourne, and we had to do their bookkeeping and accounting and reporting. So as an assistant capacity, I would report to my senior accountant, and we would collaborate together. And so I was working on reporting, but also not just reporting, the preparation of the statements. Management reporting was part of it, but I've done like all the functions of accounting. You name it, and I've done it, like the APAR, vendor reconciliation, bank reconciliations, taxation, and all those aspects, payroll, so to speak. And then, when I came back, I worked for D1 Brands. That was Amazon FB aggregator. I had to come back to Pakistan due to some personal circumstances. In the COVID period, my father-in-law passed away suddenly, so I had to come back. That was a personal situation and a personal decision. Then, when I came here, thankfully, I got a job in D1 Brands. It was a remote job. They were an Amazon FB aggregator, but they were, probably a bit too eager to grow. And then they would just like, there was a situation where they would just let a lot of people without any notice, and I didn't want to be in a situation like that. Then I looked for a better job, a stable job like Contour Software. So at Contour Software, I've been working for almost last 2.5 years, and I really like it here. um, yeah, this role is exactly not, you would say, not accounting based, but it's more like a technology and accounting. 21st century accountant doesn't need to be hardcore accountant. They need to be a little bit more towards technology and customer facing as well, and customer service as well, client service, I would say, not customer service. So over here in Contour Software, I am working as a accounting analyst. I'm working as a remote resource, hybrid resource, I would say, because in Karachi office we go for meetings to our offshore manager, and then onshore manager we meet with online. And I am doing dealership accounting for almost 200 dealerships over US and Canada. So not to drag it too long, but yeah, I've got different kinds of experience in accounting, not just accounting hardcore, but also customers, client facing, and technology based experience on the front end and back end of softwares like NetSuite, like different names for ERP softwares that are in accounting in different countries. In Australia, they were MYOB, they were Recon, and NetSuite. But in Pakistan, and Zero as well. But in Pakistan, mostly I've worked on NetSuite because a lot of companies, prefer NetSuite and QuickBooks and Excel. So yeah, that's a little bit about myself
True.
in
True.
terms of my
Well,
professional career.
yeah. Thank you very much, Baba. Really appreciate that. So I'm assuming you have gone through our job description and are comfortable with the requirements.
Yeah. Yes, I am.
Okay. Okay. So I just want to reiterate on the fact that the title, even though the title of this role, so I'll let you know exactly what it says. It says data entry operator slash bookkeeper.
Mhm.
So, and in the description, they have mentioned just bullet points like, US text preparation, prefer to have BTI and number, data entry and bookkeeping, advanced Excel, excellent English communication, this and this much years of experience in
Yeah.
US tax laws.
Mhm.
So, and in your brief description, you have mentioned all of that. But as the title says, the role may include some functional roles as well, like relevant to data entry, as the title suggests. So my question here with you, with an experience you have in different industry, in different environment, in different locations, would you be interested in this kind of role?
Yeah, so the thing is, for me, it's a bit of a give and take situation. Now you can't have it all yourself. I want a remote job. So hybrid job. The thing is, I mentioned to the on the call that I first got, the initial call that I got on my phone, on my cell phone, from I think it was from Bushra, and I told her that
Correct.
my wife's personal situation is a bit up and down sometimes, so I'm looking for a remote job. Moving forward in 21st century, I suppose you can be a productive resource if you are a remote resource and you have flexibility. So I am looking for a remote role, and if that includes a little bit of I wouldn't say per se a downgrade, but like working more different functions and being more productive and productive resource, I would say, and useful resource. So as long as the company values my contribution, and I am able to work flexibly with a peace of mind that I am being a productive resource, I'm okay with that. As I said, there's always a give and take. So I have worked in a senior capacity, but that was a bit, I would say, too intense and too grueling. And if there was a chance that I could work in a remote resource capacity for the time being, I would definitely want to take it up and see where it goes from there. Maybe I can grow and evolve in this role, and you can put me in a higher role for moving forward. So
Of
yeah,
course, of
open
course.
open to these kind of things. I mean, yeah, when you work for almost 10 years in different roles and capacities, you're flexible enough to understand different situations. So yeah.
Good to know. All right. So not going into too much details about the personal circumstances you have mentioned, which is currently restricting you to work from home remotely. Do
Not
you
restricting. It is actually forcing my hand to look for remote work. It's
okay?
not restricting me. It's restricting me to travel to office too much, because if my wife's not feeling well, I don't want to be traveling too much to the office.
Of
So I,
course.
I have had offers of on-site jobs to I Chandigarh Road and Shara Faisal. I live in Beria Town, by the way.
Yeah.
So traveling from Beria Town to I Chandigarh Road or Shara Faisal, not only financially is very hard, but also time wise, time consuming, and if my wife's not feeling well, I don't want to leave her on her own because we live in this far away area.
Mhm.
So if there is a remote opportunity that comes my way and it pays well, then I'm very much open to it.
Okay. So my question was, are you expecting to, uh, whatever circumstances or situation you're going through right now, uh, are you expecting some kind of a betterment in the near future or something like that?
So the thing is, my wife, we have just had our
Your voice comes in and out. I'm not sure what's happening. No.
Okay. Are you able to hear me better now?
Yeah. Yeah. Thank you.
That was something with my headphones then. All right. So I was gonna say that we have just had a baby
Oh,
recently, my our first baby, and so the postpartum kind of thing is going on with my wife, and I need to be with her. I I tend to describe myself as a supporting husband, so I don't want to be leaving her in a spot where I am working a lot and moving to the office and going, coming in back to the office and don't have time to support her with the baby and all. So as I said, Contour software, I haven't got anything against them. Okay, might be the career progression is not that fast as I expected, but the only thing is that if I get a remote job, a fully remote job, that is better than a hybrid as well. So that's why when this remote job popped up, the chance to that, I thought I should just take my opportunity and see where it goes. So yes, postpartum, as I said, but obviously it will get better. It's not like, thankfully, it's not a big disease or something. It's just that she's going through a hard time, so I need to be with
mhm.
her, to support her. And the flexibility that remote job gives me is that if I'm working, if there is work on deadline, I can work. But if there is like something that she calls me for a help, I can just go and help her rather than being in the office and asking someone else to go, like my mom or my brothers who live a bit far away from us. So there are circumstances that you try to work around, and so that's why remote job really appeals to me.
I understand, and thank you for
Yeah.
shedding more light on it. So, have you spoken with the uh, your line manager or anyone in Contour regarding this situation and what exactly you're looking for?
I have, as I said, a totally remote role is not possible from their side. That's the thing. They're more inclined towards hybrid role, but also like they want me to be more in the office now moving forward, and that's where we stand. It's a bit of an impasse. I mean, I am very happy working for them, but I'm not too happy traveling to the office 3 or 4 times a week. It used to be one time a week, or probably lesser than that, only with the meetings with my manager. But now it's like they want us to be in the office more, and I'm like, we need to be a little bit more flexible. So I'm still discussing with them, but probably not the ideal situation from my end. I mean, the thing is, I might sound like I'm not a very flexible person in terms of that, but let me tell you very straightforward that when I say that I'm looking for a fully remote job, this is my family situation is my driving factor behind it. At least for the next 1 year, I see myself as a remote resource, and then I'll decide if this suits me. But yeah, the
Okay.
idea of being a remote resource, and the flexibility to work from home, but also be there for my wife when she needs me, it's very important for me.
Okay. Okay. So this is exactly what I don't want to say it concerned, but I wanted to raise this as a point.
Mhm.
You said that for at least a year or so, you're looking for an opportunity that offers you some kind of a freedom to work from home 100%. So hopefully soon you guys come out of this situation. So when that time comes, hopefully soon, but whenever that time comes, how you know what are the chances that you'd be looking for something that appeals to you more? We have already discussed that this particular role that we are offering may not be exactly up to the mark, comparing your past experience.
Mhm.
So once you revive out of the situation, your personal situation, whatever you're going through, hopefully soon, but whenever that happens, how
Mhm.
likely are you to move out of this?
No, I mean, as I said, you have to, it's a give and take situation. So I am more inclined towards remote roles, especially after the COVID situation and all. When I experienced the fact that, you can work as a hybrid resource, and I have seen other people in my friend circle going fully remote because we live so I don't know. I mean, are you from Karachi as well?
I'm familiar with Bahria town.
Right. So Berry Town is basically quite far away from the city center, if you'd say, or Shara Faisal or the I Chandigarh Road
True.
offices. So if I get a role in remote opportunity, and if I am able to, work in that and excel in that, there is no reason for me to look for better roles or something like that. Because the thing is, anytime I decide to move to an on-site opportunity, that has to be nearer to the city, and that costs me not only time but also finances. So
Hmm.
if I am paid well, if I am taken care of as a resource, and by that I mean valued as a resource, so if I'm giving my 100%, I expect something back as well. If I'm not like just let go straight away without any notice, if I am as a valued, as I said again, just to not to repeat again, but
Hmm.
yeah, if I feel a connection between the company and myself, there is no need for me to move. The thing is, as long as, so I've seen people working from Hyderabad in Karachi companies. They only come for after 3 or 4 months for a meeting or something. So there are people who are very comfortable with this situation, and if this suits me, then why not? So as I said, there's no reason to think that I would be like any circumstantial changes would make me move on to an on-site job. If a remote job pays me well, I'm very good with it. I'm personally a homebody. Personally
Hmm.
speaking, from my situation, I'm a homebody. I like to be in my comfort, not comfort zone, but comfort place. And
Okay,
comfort place is at home. Yeah.
I understand. I understand. Thank you. All right.
As
So
you said,
we
and just to finish on that
Yes.
uh, last part that you said, and it's been a couple of times that you probably asked me, so maybe my answer wasn't clear enough. The job role, as you said, is data entry slash bookkeeper. I do know that I have worked in a senior accounting capacity as well, but as I said before, if the role suits my needs, and needs being Firstly, being a remote resource. Secondly, being somehow involved in accounting, because in over here in Contour software also, I'm not 100% accounting. It's different. It's a mixture of different things. It's a support analyst role. So if I'm working as a productive resource in any kind of role, I'm very happy with it. As long
Okay.
as I feel like I'm a productive and a useful resource.
Hmm. Hmm.
Yeah.
Okay. Once again, thank you very much for the elaboration.
No worries.
So other thing that I wanted to discuss is, you're currently working at Contour, and previously you worked for, bigger organization. Uh, so even though our headcount currently is somewhere close to 160, but we know we are a BPO service provider, so we have multiple clients. And
Yes.
so even though we have a big team, but they are all distributed among different clients. So you may be working maybe solo, or with one or two supporting guys within the team.
Yeah.
So you know basically a smaller organization as compared to what you're currently doing or previously have done. How do you feel about that?
That's not an issue with me. As long as the work roles are clear, as long as the JD is clear to me, and I know what I am supposed to do, and that obviously depends on myself. Being more proactive. So yeah, as I said, I have worked in teams. I have worked solo in different times in my career, and hasn't really impacted me too much. As I said, it's a situation where if you feel comfortable within a company and you feel like a productive and a useful resource, then you can work in any settings. I mean, I can work as a solo resource, I can work in a team, I can work as a senior, I can work not as a junior, but also like as a team member, you could say. So team member, being a team member doesn't really impact me, as long as I've got a chance to eventually grow. So within a year you get to know a company better, and like within the first year, the direction not just for your own career but also the company's overall trajectory, and then you can decide more about it. But yeah, as I said, the first year is just to ensure that you work and you give your 100% and you go from there. So the thing is, if I join your company, if I do get selected moving forward, I'm not expecting like there will be garlands or roses just presented to me. There will be work, and I have to make sure that I prove my worth, and prove your decision correct, and then we'll go from there. So it's like, as I said before, not an issue with me. If I work as a
Okay.
single resource or independent or as a team member, yeah, it's okay.
Okay. All right. So what's the notice period with you at Contour?
Yeah. So as I said, we have been in talks before. So my company knows 1 week notice period. That's not an issue with them.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
So, like I said before, we will be sharing your profile with the client, but
Yeah.
since the holiday season right around the corner, you
Mm,
can expect some delays.
yeah.
There's Thanksgiving next weekend, then I think there's a Black Friday coming on.
Mm,
So yeah, we will push it as much as possible, but there is
yeah.
bound to be some delays. Uh, so if all goes well, and if you do move on to the next step, there you're probably looking at maybe 1 to 2 more sessions with the client or the management before they make a final decision. So, and if all goes well in those rounds, there are a couple of clauses in our employment agreement that we discussed beforehand, so there are no surprises at the end.
Mm,
One of the clause is the commitment clause, which basically elaborates that we expect you to stay with us for at least 1 year.
mm-hmm.
Looking at your resume, I don't think that'll be a problem, but that's something we discussed beforehand.
Yeah.
The other clause is the exclusivity clause, which basically says that while working for us, you are not
Yeah.
allowed to work anywhere else.
Yeah. I
Quite
understand
simply.
that
Okay.
and accept that.
Third, that's part of our benefits plan, which is Provident Fund. I'm sure you know how that works.
Yeah. For I mean, most companies have similar kind of PF regulations.
Right. So 10%, 5% from
Yeah.
you, it's same amount from the employer side.
Yeah. Okay.
Uh,
Overall 10%.
yeah, overall 10%. All right. So what are your salary expectation and what are you currently making, if you don't mind me asking, please?
No, I mean, it's okay. I am actually earning 200,000 net take home at the moment, and I would like to be earning around 250,000. This was already communicated to Bushra over the first initial call that anything below that is not. I mean, overall conditions in Pakistan. So, and I have recently had a
True.
baby, as I said. Sorry about being too family centric or sounding like that, but a person has to look after their family. And
And it
moving
revolves
out of
around
my
that. I understand.
moving out of my father's home a couple of years ago, and now I've just tried to make sure that I'm looking after as best as I can. So yeah, 250,000. Sorry to drag it too long. Probably
It's
I
all
like
right.
to talk too much, but yeah, 250 is my limit.
All right. Thank you. Do you have any questions, any concern for us?
Um, not really for now. You have already answered my questions. There's going to be probably a couple of more rounds.
Yeah.
And in terms of timeline, we're probably looking into if I do get selected for the next rounds, getting this job, if I do get selected, would be around December or end of December, turn of the year at the
Uh,
latest. Probably before
no,
that.
I'm not looking at that far away. Next year that'd be
Okay.
too far away. So,
Mhm.
BPO industry, we usually work or run pretty faster as compared to
Okay.
other industry. But since the holiday season right on the corner, that's something out of the ordinary. So
Mm.
keeping that into account, at max, I think couple of weeks at max.
All right.
But whatever
That's good
happens,
to know.
we'll keep in touch.
Yeah.
Anything changes,
I was just taking a broad idea, and
of
yeah. So
course,
thanks
of
for
course.
clarifying.
So anything changes from your side, you already said that you are actively in the market for new opportunities. So
Yeah.
anything changes in that regard, like final interviews, expecting any other offers, just keep us updated. We hope to
Yeah.
work together.
Yeah. No worries. I mean, the thing is, at this present moment, this opportunity looks really good for me, and I would like to pursue if I'm selected for next round. So yeah, looking
Perfect.
forward to them. And
Perfect.
lovely talking to you.
Likewise. Thank you very much, Babar. Have a lovely
Thank you
day.
so much for your time. Yeah.
Allah Hafiz.
Allah.